Welcome! Today I'm excited to share with you a delicious recipe for Korean fried chicken. This dish features crispy chicken coated in a sweet and spicy sauce that's bursting with flavor. So gather your ingredients and let's get cooking. You'll love the aromas and flavors we're about to create. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start with our chicken. You'll need about 2 pounds of chicken wings or drumsticks, but boneless chicken thighs work great too. Next, for the crispy coating, grab 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of cornstarch, and 1 teaspoon each of baking powder, garlic powder, and onion powder. Don't forget 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper for seasoning. For the batter, we'll mix it all with 1 cup of cold water or even club soda for extra crispiness. Now let's whip up that amazing sauce. You'll need half a cup of gochujang, which is Korean red chili paste, a 1/4 cup of honey, and a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Add in 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar and 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. For flavor, toss in 4 cloves of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of minced ginger, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Finally, for garnish, prepare 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds and 2 to 3 chopped green onions. Now let's get cooking. Let's start by preparing the chicken. We have about 2 pounds of chicken wings or drumsticks. If you prefer, you can also use boneless chicken thighs, cutting them into bite-sized pieces. First, rinse the chicken under cold water and pat it dry with paper towels. This step is crucial because we want the chicken to be nice and dry, ensuring the batter sticks well. If you have some extra time, you can marinate the chicken with a little salt and pepper for about 30 minutes to enhance its flavor. Marinating is optional, but it really brings out the taste. Alright, once you're done, let's move on to making the batter. Now, let's make the batter for our crispy coating. In a large bowl, combine 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon each of garlic powder and onion powder. These dry ingredients will create a light and crunchy coating. Next, add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper for seasoning. Now here's the trick. Gradually pour in 1 cup of cold water, or if you want an even crispier result, use club soda. Whisk the mixture until it's smooth and slightly thick. It should have a nice consistency, not too runny and not too thick. Once that's done, we're ready to heat the oil. Let's heat up some oil. In a deep pot or a frying pan, pour in about 2 to 3 inches of vegetable or canola oil. We need the oil to reach 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. This temperature is perfect for frying the chicken to achieve that golden brown color and crispy texture we all love. If you don't have a thermometer, you can drop a small bit of batter into the oil. If it sizzles and rises to the surface, the oil is ready. While the oil heats up, make sure to have your chicken ready on a plate nearby because we'll need to coat it in the batter and fry it shortly. Safety tip: be careful when working with hot oil to avoid any splashes. Let's move on to frying the chicken. It's time to fry the chicken. Take each piece of chicken and dip it into the batter, making sure it's fully coated. Let the excess batter drip off. Carefully add a few pieces of chicken to the hot oil, but be careful not to overcrowd the pan. This helps ensure even cooking and crispiness. Fry the chicken for about 8 to 10 minutes. You want it to be golden brown and crispy on the outside. Once they're done, use a slotted spoon to remove the chicken and place it on a wire rack or paper towels to drain off any excess oil. This step is key for keeping them crispy. Repeat this process until all the chicken is fried. Now let's move on to making that incredible sauce. Now for the star of the show, the sauce. In a saucepan over medium heat, add half a cup of gochujang, which is the Korean red chili paste, and a 1/4 cup of honey. Next, add a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, followed by 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar and 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. To give it that extra depth of flavor, toss in 4 cloves of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of minced ginger, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Stir well to combine everything. Bring the mixture to a simmer and let it cook for about 5 minutes. You want it to slightly thicken and become fragrant. The combination of sweet, spicy, and savory is what makes this sauce so irresistible. Once it's ready, we'll combine it with our crispy chicken. Alright, let's bring it all together. In a large bowl, add all that crispy fried chicken we prepared earlier. Now pour the warm sauce over the chicken. This is the fun part. Toss the chicken gently to coat it evenly with the sauce. Make sure each piece is covered in that delicious sticky glaze. The aroma will be fantastic. Once all the chicken is coated, you can transfer it to a serving platter. We're almost there. Now, let's add the finishing touches before serving. Finally, it's time to garnish and serve our Korean saucy chicken. Sprinkle 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds over the top for that nutty flavor and a bit of crunch. Then chop up 2 to 3 green onions and scatter them on top for a pop of color and freshness. This not only enhances the presentation, but also adds a lovely flavor contrast. You can serve the chicken hot with steamed rice or as a flavorful appetizer. Lastly, here's some essential tips for making the best Korean fried chicken. First, consider double frying the chicken. After the initial fry, let it rest for about 10 minutes, then fry it again for 2 to 3 minutes. This technique ensures an ultra-crispy exterior that everyone loves. Next, if you're sensitive to spice, adjust the amount of gochujang in the sauce. You can start with a little less and gradually add more until you reach your desired heat level. Don't forget about balance. If the sauce is too spicy, you can add a touch more honey to sweeten it up. Lastly, for any leftovers, store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. To reheat, pop them in the oven for a few minutes to keep them crispy instead of using the microwave. For serving, pair the chicken with pickled radish or a refreshing salad to balance the flavors, or serve with a side of kimchi for an authentic Korean experience. Enjoy your homemade Korean fried chicken.